Welcome, everyone. We're about to dive into something that's, both incredibly powerful and often really misunderstood. And that's the art of forgiveness. It's a path to a kind of inner freedom that many of us are searching for. So let's just jump right in with a question that honestly, it changes everything. What if resentment is like a cage and you are the one holding the key? Think about that for a second. What if this isn't about them? It's about you. To really get this, we first have to understand the cage itself. Let's talk about the prison of resentment, because at the end of the day, holding on to anger, it really does hurt you more than anyone else. This this is so incredibly powerful because it's just so simple, right? Someone hurts you. Okay, that event, it happens one time. It's in the past. But the resentment, oh man, that's your own mind playing that injury on a loop over and over and over again. And this isn't just a figure of speech. Science actually has a name for it: rumination. It's a real neurological process. Every single time your mind gets stuck on that negative loop, you're kicking your body's stress response into high gear. And this isn't just some abstract idea, okay? It has a real physical cost. I mean, look at this. Every time you replay that hurt, you're flooding your body with stress hormones like cortisol. Your heart rate goes up, your muscles get tense. You're literally putting your own body through the ringer. While the person who hurt you, they've probably moved on. You're the one paying the price. So if resentment is the cage, then what's the key? Well, the key is forgiveness, but not in the way we usually think about it. We're going to frame it as a profound act of self-respect. It's about breaking those chains and taking your own soul back. Wow, the poet Rumi just hits the nail on the head here, doesn't he? When we cling to anger, we are literally chaining ourselves to the person who harmed us. We're giving them free rent in our heads and control over our emotions. And here's the choice, laid out plain and simple. On one side, you've got this chain of anger. It just keeps you stuck, replaying the past, letting it define who you are, giving them all the power. But on the other side, that's freedom. That's when you finally break the cycle, you take your soul back, and you get to live your life again. Okay, this next part requires a huge shift in perspective. It's tough, but it's a game changer. It's about trying to see the brokenness in the person who hurt you. Not to excuse them, but to shift yourself from a place of anger to a place of understanding. Here's a fundamental truth. Hurt people hurt people. It's almost always the case. Someone who is whole, who is at peace, doesn't go around causing pain. Their actions are almost always coming from their own fear, their own ego, their ignorance, or just their own deep, unresolved pain. And let's be absolutely crystal clear about this. Understanding where their behavior comes from doesn't not justify it. It doesn't make it okay. What it does do is dissolve the hatred that's poisoning your heart. It's about freeing you, not them. A lot of people think forgiveness is weak, that it's just letting someone get away with something. But that's not it at all. True forgiveness is an incredible act of strength. It's about mastering your own anger so you can be the one to stop the cycle of harm. And so many spiritual traditions get this. They see the ability to hold back your anger, to choose pardon over revenge, as the absolute pinnacle of inner strength. It means you are in control, not your emotions or your circumstances. And this is why that strength matters so much. Because pain that we don't transform, we always transmit. It never just stays with us. You get hurt, you carry that anger, and then it just leaks. It spills into your other relationships with your family, your friends. The pain just keeps spreading. But here is the most amazing, empowering idea. You can decide to be the end of the line. You have the power to absorb that pain and refuse to pass it on. You can be the person where the suffering stops. And forgiveness doesn't mean justice goes out the window. Not at all. It just means you're no longer carrying the crushing weight of being the judge, jury, and executioner. You release that burden, you trust in a higher justice, and you finally let your own heart rest. So what do you get for all this hard work? What's the real reward? Well, it's the ultimate transformation. It's what we call your evolved heart. It's the beautiful outcome of choosing mercy. Think about it. When you make that choice to forgive, you are proving to yourself and to the world that your heart is bigger than the hurt you suffered. The person who hurt you might never change, but that's not the point. The point is that you did. You grew beyond the pain.
And that, right there, is the deepest truth of it all. The strongest hearts aren't the ones that were never broken. Not at all. They're the ones that were broken, shattered even, and still found it within themselves to choose mercy. Now that is real strength.